Hello and welcome to the live stream. I'm Pam Stewart and I'm an author of young adult science fiction and fantasy. And today we're going to be writing. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. It's all right for writing. How are you today? Leave a comment below and let me know what you're working on. I am also still working on Cadet. So it should be a fun night. And I'm going to discuss that in a minute when we officially start in about a minute. So here we go. So I failed at NaNoWriMo. And it's the first time since 2008 that I did not complete my goal. It was kind of disconcerting. I felt embarrassed, a little upset with myself. But then I had to step back and think about it again and say, you know what? Well, that's Oliver's nose. I'm sorry, my cat does do guest appearances for, he does charge me an exorbitant fee. So I failed at NaNoWriMo and I'm going to embrace that and use it to move me forward because I learned a lot actually from failing. I learned my goal was to do 2 hours a day editing. And I got a lot accomplished, but I did not always put in that 2 hours that I tracked. It was really hard to track that. It was hard to track how many hours I was doing. So that's one of the things I learned is that I am a better producer when it comes to bottom number of words edited or words written rather than 2 hours a day, because I would be like, oh, I've done an hour and a half, but I'd get a massive amount done. So I felt I was done. So, you know, my clock and rhythm doesn't work like a time block. So another thing I learned was that time blocking in general doesn't work for me. I have to pick my biggest thing, like in the book, The One Thing. You have to pick your biggest thing, the thing that's going to move you forward the most. It may not feel like the most imperative thing, but it is the most important thing in your life that's going to move your writing career forward. And you have to do it pretty much first. I mean, I've also found out that certain times a day is better for me in writing. Like if I try to write first thing out of bed, forget about it. Forget about it. I need a cup of caffeine and that's just too much. So I wait until around 10 if I can, if I'm not working, which I'm on and off working still. What else? I learned a lot. All right, willpower is a depletable resource. So if I waited later in the day and I went shopping or I tried to do exercise or I went to my day job, all those things sucked all of my energy and all of my attention and all my focus. So my willpower was already depleted when I tried to do the 2 hours. So what I've learned is try to schedule my writing time as early as possible that matches my cycles. Thank you, Oliver, for guest starring again. And to also make it number one and count the actual words produced or its pages edited, such as have a strong goal of 10 pages edited a day and just do that before midnight that night. And I'm better with pushing and getting things done. And then I like to take a long break and not do it at all. So I don't think I'll ever be like a daily person. I just need to do big projects and work at them hard as I can until they're done and then move on to the next thing. So it was a lot of good things. If you like this channel and you like our live streams, please consider giving me a like and a subscribe. I'm going to start our first live stream here in 1 second. Well, I'm going to give it another minute or two to see if anyone else is going to join. So anyone writing, what are you working on tonight? Leave it in the comments. I'm also going to be editing again. Another thing I did was I completed at least 100 pages of editing. So that's nothing to sneeze at. That took a lot of brain power and edit. And so I'm kind of proud of myself. So I might have set an unrealistic goal when I set the time goal. It's more production because I spent like 3 and 4 hours some days whenever I had more mental energy. And I just didn't track it right. It's just one of those hard things. Okay, so we're going to do the first sprint of the night. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you're working on. I'm going to pick a 15-minute because I feel like those are the best. If we go a little longer than that, I feel like we're not as focused, or I'm not as focused. If you have other suggestions for time, please let me know. Here we go. Get your projects ready. Get your caffeine ready. And start. Okay. So how did everyone do? Did you get a good start? Did you even open your document? Because I was having issues with the timer, so I got distracted, but I did get about 2 pages done. So that's not terrible, but it's not as good as I had hoped for. But I'll take it. Any other comments? Okay, so tonight I thought I could discuss a little bit about how do you know if you're having too much description in your writing. When I first started writing, I tended to over describe things and spend way too much time world building, which is still my go-to. Yeah, I'm trying a new timer, and it was loud and startling. Maybe I need to change back to my old timer that was a little more sedate. This one's a little bit more janky, but it does get your attention. But how do you know if you're describing things too much? What is the balance, the proper balance in the story? And I think that goes to what genre you're writing. And it also goes to how fast paced you want your book to be. So if you're in the sci-fi or fantasy genre, I'd say that more description is needed. But if you read something like Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time as compared to like something by George R. R. Martin, I don't know. Is it comparable? I guess that's epic fantasy. Then we have like urban fantasy, which is less descriptive and less world building. So I think you have to look at your genre conventions. I write sci-fi and I feel like I need to explain things to a certain extent, but I want people just to come along for the ride. Sci-fi space opera is very much like fantasy in space. So I have a lot of leeway to create sciences and warp drives and things, but I do try to stay in the realm of possibility. I do study and research that, but it's a hard row to hoe. I think my first drafts always have too much description, and that's okay because I'm kind of telling myself the story the first time through. And then when I go back through the second time, I kind of know where I'm going, so I can cut out things and just maybe make a line or two about what the room looked like instead of half a page, and maybe bleed in some more details later on. So I guess on some descriptions I over explain, but then on some I under. And I think you've got to maybe get help from your beta readers and have them give you some feedback as well. And I do suggest you try beta readers, trusted people who will read your stuff in advance. And before you try to, self-publish or before you send it out to a traditional publisher. Today I am drinking, if you were curious, I know you were. I'm trying to drink less caffeine. So today's poison is a chocolate mint herbal tea. Now that sounds gross. It sounds like dirty dishwater. Okay. I thought it would be terrible, but I'm like, I'll give it a whirl. It's only a couple bucks. I have to say, I am a super fan. I have had like 3 cups of this in 2 days, and it's fantastic. I could literally have this all day, every day. It's got just a nice hint of chocolate and a nice touch of mint. So what are y'all drinking tonight? We're adults here. We can have adult beverages if you so desire. Tea? Hot chocolate. I know a few of you have hot chocolate, even on a 75-degree day. In Michigan today, it has been extraordinarily nice weather. I actually had to turn on my air because I'm an upper floor and the heat was just like, whew, getting too hot. Okay, well, I'm going to do a couple more sprints. And if you think of any questions or writing related things that you would like to talk about, leave them in the comments. I would be happy to answer them. So I'm almost ready here, and hopefully I'll get more pages done. And I'm going to try the old timer again because that new timer kind of did not treat me well. So let me see if I can share the screen, but I'm going to pick a different screen. There we go. Okay, get ready and start. time. So how did you do? Put it in the comments. Even if you're watching this after the fact, I watch my comments, so I will cheer you on, trust me. I got probably another page and a half. I went through, it was a little cleaner than my last section, so that was good. That was good. Another thing I was going to mention is Crutch Words. And that's what I'm not to the point now where I'm doing my last edit, but when I'm doing my last fine edit, there's certain words that I overuse that are usually just filler words. And one is just, because I use that a lot in speaking. And when I do dictation, I tend to also use it. And even, and I tend to start a lot of sentences with prepositions, which is for effect, but if you overdo it, it can be really grating to the reader. And I notice that whenever I'm going back through and doing my edits. Do you have a word that you find that you overuse that you have to go edit out later? If you're curious, if you do have any, if you're not sure, there's something called like a word cloud. You can get a word cloud and it will pop out at you what your most often used words are. So you just cut and paste your novel or your chapter into the word cloud and it will show you how big, like just for me was like huge. So it's a really cool program and that really helps getting rid of your words. Any kind of technical writing, Anna, any kind of technical writing is terrible. And it takes way more time. And, sprinting is still a good thing because it keeps your attention in my mind. Even when I'm doing something at work, I'm just like, all right, if I do this in 15-minute chunks, it's more doable. And then I could let my mind wander a little bit after that 15 minutes. I love sprinting. Sprinting's the best. It keeps me on point for at least that short period of time, and then allows me a little flexibility, which is why I'm a plantser instead of a hardcore plotter, because I need a little flexibility. Yes, and I try to notice when I use suddenly, because it does seem contrived when you're writing, when you're reading. I mean, occasionally it'll slip in, but that's a good one. I think we're going to do one more sprint in just a second. I wanted to also share a book. This is an oldie but a goodie. In fact, I did a video on this in one of my other videos in more detail about all my favorite writing books. But this one is super duper old. It's 1965. And so some of the language in here is very masculine based. When you leave your wife at night to go write, things like that. It's not assuming that women would be writers. But the stuff in here, honestly, it is probably the best building block for writing I've ever found. It's called, Dwight Swain, and it's by the Techniques of the Selling Writer. And you see I have flaggies all through it. It teaches you about balancing your scenes, doing pacing, how to have proper motive and reaction scenes. Honestly, before I got this book, I was okay writer, but this took it up to the next level. And it also taught me a lot about point of view. Do you have any favorite writing books that you like? If so, leave them in the comments. I'm a writing book junkie, hardcore. I will one day take you guys on a tour of my room and show you. I have literally a bookcase full of writing books, and I've read probably 75% of them. There's a few I never got into where I'd start and they weren't very good, but I still hope to. I can't say they weren't very good because I didn't go all the way through them, but they didn't grab me like some of the other ones have. So I still have a few that probably need more exploration. And I love to review things. and if you guys want to see more live streams, please leave some comment or give me a like and a subscribe, because I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing these every weekend if people are not liking them. Ooh, that looks good. Reading on writing this year. Okay, is that a good one? Did you enjoy that one? Did you learn something from it? Weird on writing. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Okay, I'm also thinking about doing some other videos, possibly on Kanban boards and organizational stuff. I have a few ideas about writing hacks and tricks that I really want to get out there too. So I will be continuing doing videos, but maybe not so many live streams if it's not NaNoWriMo. I mean, I write all year, but it's good to have like a group dynamic to kind of encourage you. If you like NaNoWriMo, please let me know in the comments. Or if you just like doing live sprints or any kind of sprints whenever you're not doing a project, just to kind of keep you focused. So, okay, 15 more minutes. I think 15 minutes works for me. If anyone has any other opinions about that, please leave it in the comments. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. Let's see if I can do this now. Let's see if I finally mastered the clock on the last sprint. Yay. Okay, so it's good. And it's, oh, fantasy focus. That's actually up my alley. I'm looking at my next series down the road will be fantasy based. It won't be as good as Dragon Noir, but it might have some of the Game of Thrones elements. And another thing I'm thinking about doing is I tried writing again, which it was a lot of fun. I just got to learn how to edit video better. And I think I would do George R. Martin. Does that sound like a good idea? Anyone think that? I don't know. I think he's probably not as productive as he used to be. So maybe I'll look at his habits when he first started in the writing industry and how he produced things and how he got so much done when he was younger. But I think the society's pressures got to him, so he's not finishing books now. But he has a massive back catalog. Okay, so if y'all ready, we're going to start that last sprint. And if I can figure out, turn it on, I think I got this. I think I got it. All right, let's get pepped up. This is the last one. We're going to make some progress. We're going to get it done. I want to see some energy. I want to see some words. And let's get her done. And I'm having a hard time. Go. Go. Ah! time. So how'd everyone do? Leave it in the comment. You'll see, I don't know if you noticed, but I started smiling in the middle. I sometimes, since I do a lot of dictation, I sometimes go on a rant about things I'm thinking about. And then I just leave it there and I can like dig it out later. Well, I just found a 1,000-word rant about life, the universe, and everything. So that was interesting from my point of view from November of 2019, how different things are now. But that was easy to lead. So I did tighten up probably 3 or 4 pages. So I'm very excited. Hey, Zoe. So happy to see you. That was our last sprint of the night, though. So if you want to join, though, like back from the beginning, that'd be great. Because we have like multiple different sprints going on. But thank you for coming, and thank everyone for showing up. If you have any questions or you'd like to see more live streams, I am enjoying these immensely. But if it's after Nano and you guys are just not digging it anymore, let me know. Just leave a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. I'm so excited to connect with you and to help motivate you. So if you like these kind of stuff and information about writing and motivation, like and subscribe. And I will be posting if I do another live stream next week. Hopefully you guys like it. So see you then. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. And don't please comment even after the fact. I answer all my comments. So I'll see you later. Have a good afternoon. Enjoy. Hopefully you're having good spring weather. Enjoy it. Bye-bye now.